Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You step into a quiet chapel. The air is still. The only light comes from flickering candles, dancing across the walls and reflecting in the polished floor. Every footstep you take echoes softly, yet it feels as though the silence itself is listening. You approach the altar. There, in a simple yet extraordinary display, rests the Blessed Sacrament. It radiates a presence you cannot see, yet you feel it in your chest. A strange mix of awe, reverence, and curiosity floods your being. But here's the thing. There is something you've never been told. Something hidden beneath the ritual, beneath the familiar prayers. And it has the power to transform the way you experience the divine forever. Tonight, we will explore those hidden truths. We will uncover what happens when you approach the Blessed Sacrament with full awareness, and why Saint Faustina urges caution, reflection, and understanding. This is not just another story or a lesson from the past. This is a revelation, an invitation to step into a deeper encounter with God's presence. Before we continue this journey, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of the insights, reflections, and revelations we share here. If your heart is seeking a deeper connection with the divine, this is a place to pause, reflect, and grow spiritually. To approach the Blessed Sacrament is to step into a reality that transcends ordinary human experience. It's not about the outward rituals, the familiar prayers, or the habit of attending church. It's about entering a sacred presence that can touch your soul in ways that words often fail to describe. Many people miss this. They walk past the altar with routine, distracted minds, unaware of the profound encounter awaiting them. Saint Faustina reminds us that there are hidden layers, subtle spiritual currents, and even warnings that must be understood. To ignore them is to overlook the full depth of what it means to stand before the divine. The first truth she shares is deceptively simple. Approach with awareness. Awareness is not just noticing your surroundings. It's a conscious, deliberate recognition that you are stepping into a sacred presence. Every thought, every intention, and every small flicker of distraction sends ripples into this spiritual space. Think of a calm lake. When a stone is thrown into it, ripples spread across the surface. Similarly, when we approach the Blessed Sacrament, our inner state sends spiritual ripples, shaping the encounter in ways we cannot always perceive. Awareness opens the door to grace. Distraction can close it. Intentions matter deeply. Saint Faustina warns that approaching without clear, honest intentions can prevent the fullness of spiritual communion. Are you here to seek comfort, guidance, or strength? Are you giving thanks or asking for help for someone else? Or are you simply here out of habit? Each intention carries weight. A pure, focused heart invites divine communication, while a distracted or self-centered approach may leave you feeling empty or disconnected. This is why preparation is crucial, not as a formality, but as a way to align your soul with the sacred moment. Approaching the Blessed Sacrament is not only about physical proximity. It is about entering into presence, the stillness of the chapel, the silence between the prayers, the light that seems almost alive. All of these invite you to participate in a reality beyond what your eyes can see. Saint Faustina reminds us that the spiritual dimension is always present, even when unseen. To engage fully, we must quiet our minds, open our hearts, and attune ourselves to the whispers of grace that permeate the space. In the upcoming sections, we will explore the subtle spiritual phenomena that occur during these sacred moments, the internal warnings and guidance Saint Faustina emphasizes, practical ways to prepare one's heart and mind before approaching the Blessed Sacrament. By the end of this journey, you will see why these insights are not mere suggestions. They are essential guides to experiencing divine intimacy in its fullest form. As we step further into this sacred journey, it is important to understand that approaching the Blessed Sacrament is not simply a physical act. It is a spiritual encounter, delicate and profound. Many have gone before us, walking this path with devotion, yet only a few truly perceive its depth. Saint Faustina alerts us to these unseen layers that can either enhance our experience or remain hidden if we are unaware. The first warning is subtle but vital. Never approach distracted. Even a wandering thought can prevent you from fully connecting. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your pocket. Your movement is affected, your steps are uneven. The same happens in your spirit. Thoughts of worry, judgment, or hurry weigh you down even when your body is present in the chapel. St. Faustina emphasizes that the Blessed Sacrament deserves a heart free of unnecessary burdens. Awareness and attentiveness are your tools to release these burdens before stepping closer. Preparation is more than washing hands or choosing proper attire. It is a spiritual practice, a deliberate alignment of mind, heart, and soul. Before approaching the Blessed Sacrament, take a moment to breathe deeply, quiet your mind, and examine your intentions. Ask yourself, why am I here? What do I truly seek in this sacred encounter? This preparation opens the channel to divine grace, allowing the encounter to resonate beyond words, beyond ritual, and into the very essence of your being. Saint Faustina also emphasizes humility. Humility is not weakness, it is recognition of the infinite presence before you. As you approach, bow your heart in reverence. Let go of pride, impatience, or expectation. True communion requires surrender, a softening of the spirit, and a readiness to receive what you cannot fully understand. Many come with expectations, hoping to feel an immediate vision or miraculous sensation. While these may occur, the real miracle is the subtle, quiet transformation that happens when your soul meets the sacred presence with humility. Another key warning is awareness of spiritual presence. The Blessed Sacrament is not inert. It radiates divine life and interacts with every intention and thought. You may not see this energy, but Saint Faustina assures us that it responds to the purity and focus of your heart. A distracted approach is like standing in a storm, unaware of the winds around you. A focused, humble, and attentive heart moves in harmony with the currents of grace, creating a profound connection few ever experience. Many people approach casually, thinking that proximity alone is enough. They enter the chapel, kneel, recite a prayer mechanically, and leave unchanged. Saint Faustina warns against this, highlighting that ritual without engagement is like a closed door to a living presence. The key is presence with purpose. Every gesture, every prayer, every breath counts when you approach the Blessed Sacrament with awareness. It is the difference between a routine visit and a transformative encounter. In the next sections, we will discuss practical ways to prepare for this sacred moment. How to align your intentions with divine purpose. Methods to quiet the mind and open the heart, recognizing the subtle signs of grace and spiritual movement that often go unnoticed. By practicing these steps, you will step into a space where Saint Faustina's warnings transform into guidance, leading you to an encounter that is both safe and profoundly moving. As we continue this sacred journey, it becomes essential to recognize that the Blessed Sacrament is alive with divine presence. Saint Faustina reminds us that those who approach without awareness may miss the subtle signs that reveal God's intimate work in our lives. These signs are quiet, delicate, and often overlooked, but they carry immense meaning for those willing to perceive them. One of the first signs of God's presence is a profound sense of peace. This peace is not ordinary calm. It permeates your being, settling anxieties, doubts, and restless thoughts. Many people enter the chapel seeking comfort, but leave without noticing this gift, distracted by external noises or internal chatter. Saint Faustina encourages us to stop, breathe deeply, and let the silence speak. In this stillness, the heart begins to resonate with divine harmony, and the subtle presence of God becomes tangible. Another sign is an inner light or clarity that seems to awaken within your mind and spirit. You may notice a shift in perspective, a sudden understanding, or an unexpected sense of guidance. This light is subtle, often fleeting, but it signals that your approach has been noticed by the divine. Saint Faustina emphasizes that these moments require attentiveness. A distracted heart might overlook this illumination, missing the profound insight that is offered freely to those who are present and receptive. Grace often moves in ways that are almost imperceptible. You might feel a gentle stirring of compassion, a surge of hope, or a quiet conviction that prompts action or reflection. These movements are not always dramatic, yet they carry divine significance. Saint Faustina alerts us that recognizing these subtle currents is essential. They are messages from God, woven into the sacred encounter, guiding us towards spiritual growth and deeper communion. The environment itself speaks. The air feels different, the light seems alive, and even the silence resonates with meaning. Saint Faustina teaches that the Blessed Sacrament transforms the space around it, inviting those who are attentive to sense the sacred in every detail. Many fail to notice this transformation because they approach mechanically. Presence without engagement is like passing through a beautiful landscape without seeing its colors or hearing its sounds. Awareness allows the soul to perceive the full depth of the sacred moment. Saint Faustina also warns that certain personal conditions can block these signs. Fear, pride, or unresolved resentment may cloud the heart, preventing you from perceiving grace. Recognizing these obstacles is part of preparation. Approaching the Blessed Sacrament is a dialogue, not a monologue. The divine responds to purity, attentiveness, and humility. By maintaining an open heart, free of heavy burdens, you allow the signs of God's presence to flow freely into your spirit. In the upcoming sections, we will explore practical ways to attune yourself to these signs. We will discuss exercises to quiet the mind and open the heart, ways to prepare your intentions so they align with divine purpose, how to recognize and respond to the subtle movements of grace. By doing so, Saint Faustina's warnings are transformed into actionable guidance, allowing every approach to the Blessed Sacrament to become a profound encounter with God's presence. Now that we have explored the subtle signs of God's presence and the spiritual warnings from Saint Faustina, it's time to focus on practical guidance. How do you prepare your heart and mind? How do you ensure that each approach to the Blessed Sacrament is a transformative encounter, not merely a routine visit? These questions are essential for anyone seeking to deepen their spiritual journey. The first step is to quiet your mind. Distractions, worries, and lingering thoughts act like clouds, obscuring the light of grace. Saint Faustina emphasizes that a clear, attentive mind allows the heart to fully perceive divine presence. Try a simple practice. Take several deep breaths, focusing solely on each inhale and exhale. Imagine inhaling divine light and exhaling tension and distractions. Allow your thoughts to settle naturally, without force, creating a calm space within where God's presence can be fully received. Next, examine your intentions. Ask yourself honestly, why am I approaching the Blessed Sacrament today? Are you seeking guidance, offering thanks, or praying for others? Saint Faustina teaches that clarity of intention is crucial. A heart aligned with purpose opens channels for grace to flow freely. Write down your intentions or simply reflect on them silently. Recognize the difference between a habit and a heartfelt approach. Each intention, however small, carries weight in the sacred encounter. Humility is the cornerstone of meaningful communion. Saint Faustina warns that pride or self-centered expectations can block grace. True humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking less about yourself and more about God. As you approach the Blessed Sacrament, imagine your heart bowing in reverence. Let go of the need for validation, sensation, or recognition. This openness creates space for divine influence to enter your soul unimpeded. The Blessed Sacrament engages more than your mind. It engages your entire being. Notice the gentle light, the quiet sounds, the subtle scents, and the rhythm of your own breath. Each element invites participation in the sacred moment. Saint Faustina teaches that engaging all your senses with awareness strengthens your connection. Be fully present. Let each detail serve as a bridge between the visible and the invisible, the temporal and the eternal. During prayer, maintain focus on the encounter itself rather than on the words you recite. Prayer is not merely speaking, it is listening, feeling, and opening yourself to the divine. Allow silence to speak and let your heart respond naturally. If distractions arise, acknowledge them without judgment, then gently return your attention to the sacred presence. This practice aligns with Saint Faustina's warnings. Only a focused, attentive heart can experience the fullness of grace. Finally, transform routine visits into profound experiences. Each approach to the Blessed Sacrament can become a moment of transformation if approached with preparation, intention, humility, and awareness. Consider it a dialogue with God rather than a ritual to complete. Reflect on past encounters, notice subtle changes in your heart, and allow each visit to inspire growth, compassion, and deeper spiritual understanding. In the next block, we will explore the personal effects of these practices, including the transformation of the heart, clarity of mind, and the deepening of spiritual sensitivity. We will also uncover the subtle ways Saint Faustina indicates that grace is revealed when we approach with full awareness. Having explored the subtle signs, spiritual warnings, and practical steps for approaching the Blessed Sacrament, it is time to reflect on the transformation that can occur within the heart. Saint Faustina reminds us that each encounter, when approached with awareness, intention, and humility, has the power to change us deeply. The heart is the first to transform. Approaching with attentiveness softens pride, eases anxieties, and cultivates a deep sense of peace. Saint Faustina emphasizes that even small moments of sincere presence before the Blessed Sacrament can awaken compassion, patience, and love. This transformation is not always dramatic. It may appear as a gentle shift in perspective or a newfound calmness that persists long after leaving the chapel. Yet it is profound and lasting, shaping how we live, relate, and perceive the world. Along with the heart, the mind gains clarity. Thoughts that once wandered aimlessly find focus. Problems and challenges may still exist, but they are approached with a new sense of calm, understanding, and trust. Saint Faustina teaches that this clarity comes from aligning one's intentions with divine presence. By observing the subtle signs, listening in silence, and engaging fully in the encounter, the mind is trained to recognize spiritual realities that were previously unnoticed. Over time, these practices heighten sensitivity to grace in everyday life. A kind word, a gentle gesture, or a moment of beauty may suddenly carry deeper meaning. Saint Faustina explains that the Blessed Sacrament acts as a spiritual compass, attuning the soul to the sacredness that surrounds us constantly. By maintaining attentiveness, humility, and awareness, ordinary moments become infused with divine significance. Each day is a new opportunity to recognize the subtle workings of God's presence in our lives. It is important to remember Saint Faustina's warnings. Distraction, pride, or mechanical ritual can block this transformation. Spiritual growth requires intentionality. Approaching the Blessed Sacrament with awareness, humility, and clear purpose is not optional. It is essential for experiencing the fullness of grace. Every visit is a choice to engage with the divine presence or to remain on the surface. Saint Faustina's insights guide us toward depth, reminding us that true communion is more than ritual, it is the meeting of hearts. The final step is integration. Allow the lessons, peace, and insights gained from these encounters to influence your daily actions, thoughts, and relationships. Let the transformation extend beyond the chapel walls. Carry the serenity, humility, and attentiveness cultivated before the Blessed Sacrament into every interaction, every decision, every moment of your life. St. Faustina teaches that this integration is where true spiritual growth flourishes. The encounter is not isolated. It shapes character, choices, and the capacity to love. As we conclude this journey, remember that approaching the Blessed Sacrament is an invitation, a dialogue, and a sacred responsibility. Each step taken with awareness, humility, and intentionality brings you closer to the profound presence of God. If this message has touched your heart, I invite you once again to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon to continue exploring spiritual insights, reflections, and guidance that can illuminate your daily walk in faith. Let us journey together, deepening our connection with the divine and living each day with awareness and grace.